graphically. First with paint, and then with ink. 500 years of printing history have led to today's dominant technology, offset printing. In our daily lives, we are surrounded by offset printed goods, which generate over $600 billion in annual revenue. Society is changing at computer speeds. Digital media is rapidly replacing many traditionally printed products. What does all of this mean for the future of printing?
What does all of this mean for the future of printing? And what does this mean for your future? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Benny Landa, and I'm delighted to welcome you here this afternoon. Many of us have met at prior drupas, perhaps drupa 2000 or drupa 95, or maybe even IPEX in 1993, when I had the great privilege, as the founder of Indigo, of unveiling the world's first digital offset color printing press. If you were at any of those events, you may have heard me say that everything that can become digital will become digital, and printing is no exception. So, has printing become digital? Well, there are many goods that are printed entirely digital today. Photo albums, short-run label printing, trans-promotional printing, 100% digital. In fact, since we launched it in 1993, digital printing has exploded, today producing 1 trillion pages a year, all printed digitally. And yet, digital printing has barely nibbled around the edges of mainstream printing, which produces 50 trillion pages a year. So only 2% of all printed goods are produced digitally. And that is why we developed nanography for mainstream printing, for that other 98%. So what is nanography? As the name implies, it is based on nanotechnology, the science of very small things. Things so small, in fact, that they are measured in nanometers. Now, a nanometer is so small it's hard to imagine. So I will help you. Just imagine that this golf ball were 1 nanometer in diameter. A human hair, a single human hair, would then be 4.2 kilometers in diameter. 3 times the diameter of the entire drupa message. Now, why has nanotechnology captured the imagination and interest of modern society? Because when you take certain materials and reduce them in size, their properties change, especially when they get down to nano scale. For example, if you make metals into nanoparticles, their melting temperature drops. Other materials at nano size become amazingly abrasion-resistant coatings. And yet other materials at nano size get readily absorbed into the bloodstream, enabling new avenues of drug delivery systems. And what we at Landa have discovered these last 10 years is that when you make pigments into nanopigments, they too acquire extraordinary properties. For example, they become extremely powerful absorbers of light. And that is the reason that we incorporate our nanopigments into Landa Nano Ink, and Nano Ink is at the heart of nanographic printing. Now, what are the characteristics of nanographic printing? Well, very high speed, the broadest color gamut of any printing process, very high density, the sharpest dots of any printing process, very high gloss and gloss uniformity, the ability to print on any kind of paper, coated or uncoated, without any pre-treatment, and the ability to print on any plastic packaging film. High abrasion resistance, the lowest cost per page of any digital printing process, the smallest footprint, low energy consumption, and what for me personally is the most important, 100% green.